Drivers, we have to talk about this professionalism thing. Industry-wide, we have a huge lack and a disdain for professionalism, and it affects us in ways that are pretty consequential. Our behavior is extremely lacking in the way we conduct ourselves on the road. Um, from the tailgating to weaving in and out of traffic, texting and playing on our phones and drifting here and drifting there, and not taking care of simple things like mud flaps and lights and reflectors on the trucks. And we wonder why the motoring public just looks at us with great disdain, and that they just don't care the regulations and the hardships we put up with. We bring it on ourselves. It's even the way we dress and conduct ourselves when we're in the truck stop, at the shipper, at the receiver, at the company terminal. We park at a Walmart and walk inside the grocery shop or in a rest area, or you name it, where the motoring public comes in contact with us, and they see a bunch of people that look homeless, but they're supposed to be truck drivers. It's not acceptable. And we're all, I'm going to be comfortable when I drive. Well, that's fine. Be comfortable when you drive, but be presentable and conduct yourself with a degree of respect and self-respect, respect for others when you're out of the truck. Come on, guys. It's unacceptable to look this unkempt and to have such a lack of hygiene and to walk around like you just jumped off a train and you've been hoboing across the country. It's unacceptable. There's no excuse for it. You want to conduct yourself like that and defend it is your right, and that's fine. But you're setting an example to where people are going to look at you and the industry as a whole by your representation of it and decide that you're just not worthy of what you want. See, you want to be treated as a professional. You want paid as a professional. You want to be given places to park. You want professional courtesies. You want professional benefits. You want professional retirement. You want DOT not to hassle you. You want the government not to overregulate you. But to get these things, you've got to conduct yourself as a professional if you want the professional courtesy. And that's what's lacking. And it's not all the driver. A lot of you companies are bringing people on board that can fog a mirror, that are the furthest thing from a professional as you can get. And you wonder why you have so many problems with customers and with tore up equipment and accident frequencies. And it's no mystery when you look at who you're onboarding. See, going through orientation right now with another company, and some of the people that are in orientation that are supposed to be some of the top drivers in the industry, and I look at how they behave and how they talk and how they take care of themselves, and you just got to shake your head and wonders like, why is there such a lack of self-respect? Why is there such little concern? See, when I go to a truck stop and I can smell you before I see you, there's a problem. When you're standing outside the truck stop smoking, I can't make the difference between you and the homeless guy that wandered across the street. There's a problem. When I look at your truck and the dashboard's so full of junk that all I can see is the top of your head, and other people are riding down the road seeing it, and your truck's never clean, you've got a problem. If you want things to change, you have to change. Now, if I had $1 for every time I heard a driver say, well, I don't tailgate, or I don't weave in and out of traffic, I wouldn't be driving anymore. I'd be retired. I'd be wealthy. I'd be sitting pretty. But the simple fact is, these habits, the more we get regulated, the worse our habits get, the worse our conduct is becoming. And it's just proving the point that we need more regulation, that we need more safety technology that's not really safe. And it's all because we continue to come out here, we continue to tailgate, we continue to cut people off, we continue to have rear end accidents, we continue to have side swipe accidents and lane change accidents. So why do you think the technology is coming that's jeopardizing our job and making our job so much harder? It's because of our behavior. It's an industry whole. There's exceptions. There's always exceptions to those that can act professional. But I've been in this industry since 1997. And most places you say the 10% ruins it for everybody. But what I'm seeing in the trucking industry is, it's not the 10% that's ruining it for everybody. It's the 90% that's ruining it for the 10% that conduct yourself professionally. And it's sad, it's unacceptable, totally unacceptable. If you're going to get into the trucking industry, you need to make up your mind now and establish the fact that you're going to conduct yourself professionally. It's even the way you dress. Okay, so I flatbed, right? Or run open deck freight. A collared shirt, clean clothes is how I'm going to check into the customer. Now, if they want me to wear a reflective vest or let me wear a reflective t-shirt, I'll take the collared shirt off to work the load. But when I check into the customer, it's going to be a collared shirt, it's going to be long pants and closed-toed shoes. Every single time. No exceptions. Now, I might be dirty because I had to pull tarps and chains to unload, and I go back to reload, and I've gotten dirty. But there's a difference between today's dirt and yesterday's dirt and the day before's dirt, and people can tell, right? Got to do a better job of taking care of ourselves. Personal hygiene's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. The way you take care of yourself, just health-wise and your diet. Come on, guys. Just this week, another driver died in his truck in Texas, complaining of chest pains, went out to his truck and died. Man, our diets, I know the truck stops don't make it easy. That's a whole nother issue. They make it very hard to have a healthy diet, but you can do it. You can exercise, moderate exercise. It's just some simple, basic things you can do to improve your health. You improve your health, you improve your attitude. You improve your attitude improves, your mental health is better. You're going to live a longer life, be more productive, you'll be less tired behind the wheel. Simple fact is it's got to change, and it's not the new breed driver. It's not the new guys. It's not the young generation. In any industry, any business, the newbies that just come on board, they're just getting into it, they look to the senior men, the guys that have been here a long time, that got experience, the veterans of the industry. They look to them for an example of what's appropriate and what's acceptable behavior. So when they see the older guys, the veterans, doing the tailgating, cutting people off, speeding in construction zones, not slowing down for inclement weather, when they see them parked on the fuel island for 30-minute breaks, when they see them just park wherever they want to park, even though the parking lot's half empty, and bottlenecking the entrance up, what do you think they're going to do? When they see the senior guys leaving trash and piss and shit bags out in the parking lot, what do you think, Dirk? Well, it's acceptable. Why not? Then you wonder why we keep getting kicked out of places. And you wonder why we can't find anywhere to park. We brought it on ourselves as a whole. Guys, it's got to change. It's got to change. You can't blame it on the new breed when the old breed set the example for the new breed. The old breed is the one that has trained the new breed, right? We got new breed training new breed. And at some point, the new guys learn from the old hands. And it's completely out of balance. It's unacceptable. If you want things to change, you want better treatment, you want better pay, you want better benefits, you want more job stability, if you want to get a reprieve from some regulations, you want to be able to make a valid argument to your representatives and to FMCSA and USDOT to roll some of this stuff back or make some changes to favor us, if you want more and better parking, if you want to be allowed to park in more places and have less restriction on where you park, got to change. It's as simple as that. Got to change. Because the stuff that's going on, there's no need for it. Now, I know some of you are going to be upset and you can complain, blah, blah, yeah, we hear it all. You're just going to whine and cry and be offended. And that's fine. Whine and cry and be offended. But I guarantee you, with that attitude, you're part of the 90% making it hard for the 10% that wants to do good. This used to be a great profession. This used to be considered the knights of the road, right? They were respected, treated well, people looked up to them. It was an occupation that either it was hard and it was demanding that people wanted to get into. Now trucking is looking at a problem with the average age of drivers in the mid-40s. Probably higher than that, I think. Younger people don't want to get into it. And why would they want to get into it? Look at the stereotype that we have built for ourselves. Guys, the only thing I can tell you is we got to tighten up.